Now let's begin the conversation. The controversy surrounding the face-off between the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the immediate past Governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, is getting messier and nastier. On Wednesday, another controversy trailed the saga after reports that Bello visited the EFCC headquarters to honor the invitation, which the anti-graft agency denied. But Bello's media team claims that he honored the invitation, displaying the pictorial evidence of his visit, while the EFCC denies it, stating that Bello remains wanted for alleged 80.2 billion naira money laundering charges. After the back-and-forth argument, another report surfaced that the EFCC stormed the Kogi State Government Lodge in Abuja in a bid to arrest the former governor. Okay, let's bring the conversation in-house. And BKO, Yahaya Bello's team, they said he just went there to clear his name, and later on, and the EFCC gave a rebuttal saying that, hey, he's not in our custody. But looking at the back and forth, and they're still saying that he's still wanted, even though there were some videos that surfaced. Can you explain the confusing situation? Because it's confusing, really.
This is a very shameful drama piece. Honestly, I'm ashamed that this whole thing is happening. I'm ashamed as a Nigerian. I'm even more ashamed as a Kogi citizen that this is happening. The EFCC announced to the world sometime in April that they had made repeated entreaties to Yahaya Bello to honor their invitation to come and answer some questions. But that Yahaya Bello had repeatedly refused to honor that invitation. You will recall that the EFCC said a lot of things about Peter Ayodele Fayose. They even notified the immigration, the Interpol, the people manning our waterways, that they would not want him to escape. They must be brought to justice, you know. Fayose walked to the FCC headquarters by himself, accompanied by the current FCC minister. Okay. He showed, because they gave the impression that he was going to run away and all that, but he gave himself up to them. Here I am. Do whatever
you want to do,
do with me. He even had a T-shirt, a commemorative T-shirt.
Yeah, like EFCC. I remember.
What happened? That case is still on. In fact, they were already getting close to judgment when the EFCC lawyer demanded that the judge should be changed. At least 13 witnesses had already been presented, as I had. The case was getting to its end. Then the judge was changed, because there was altercation between the judge and the EFCC's lawyer, where the judge said, look, I am not your mate. Yes, I senior you in age and even in our profession. In the end, that case had to be started all over again. That is a case of justice willfully delayed.
Okay.
In this case, you see, the EFCC didn't deny that Yahaya Bello came to their place.
Yeah, in the statement.
They only denied that he was in their custody. Look, it's not immodesty if we say that after all these years as journalists, that some of us have an eye for the spoken word. You said it's not in your custody. You never said it didn't come to your
headquarters,
your facility. is not in a detention facility. It's not the same thing as saying he didn't show up. Of course he showed up. There are short videos. There are still pictures. Look at it. You cannot say that he didn't. The governor brought him to the place. You know why Fawashe decided to go there?
Okay.
All avenues, he had exhausted all avenues available to him. The case that he filed against the EFCC, asking to not be picked up or his rights infringed. The EFCC finally vacated that case. They got the order vacated, which was what I had always demanded. I said, look, a person, no matter from where he got the order,
okay,
you must, if you find that order obnoxious, you must first vacate that order. You cannot attempt to arrest a man who has an order of the court of restraining you. You understand? So they finally done that. Yahaya Bello is due to appear in court on the 25th of September. So he then felt, okay, all along I had been avoiding surrendering myself because I got an order restraining the EFCC from harassing me. He went there on his own for 4 hours. They were in the EFCC office. And they were told the chairman was busy, he will come back to you and all that. Later on, the chief of staff, the EFCC chairman, went to them and said, you can go. When you are needed, we'll get in touch with you. Where are you going? They told him where they were headed, and it was the Kogi Government Lodge. Governor Ododo's plan was to physically bring him the second time to the EFCC. So there are two things playing out here.
Okay.
Former governor. The former governor, Yahaya Bello, wants it to be on record that he surrendered
himself. Okay.
You understand? So that Nigerians who have been accusing him of running from justice, he can then tell them, look, all of that time, I had a court order that restrained them from arresting me, but now I've exhausted all of those legal avenues and I have come on my own. He does not want to be arrested. He wants it to be on record that on his own he went there.
Yes.
The EFCC's desire is to arrest him in any way that they can.
Embarrass him.
So that they believe that that is what will make Nigerians happy. There is a danger in always trying to please the majority. Because, and I see journalists do that today. A lot of journalists, they come on TV, they lack the confidence and the will to speak their minds, to speak the truth. Once that truth will hurt the majority of our people are not interested in saying it. This is what I see. But the job of the journalist is not to please the public.
Is to say the truth.
Is to say the truth. It's not about, how will the people feel?
Sentiments.
If I say this, how would they feel? It may be the truth, but may not be what will make some people happy.
Okay.
Today in our country, if you say something, maybe this government does something good, no matter how little. If you say it, the anger of the Nigerian people will be visited on you, especially on social media. They want you to say this is a good-for-nothing government that has no redeeming value, that cannot do anything good. This is what, if you say that, you will see a lot of comments and likes. But attempt to say, this government, no matter how useless we think they are, but this idea of the student loan is good, though. They will come for you. And many people don't want to be attacked.
So rather...
The EFCC does not want Yahaya Bello to gain some form of moral victory on this matter.
Okay.
By working, Fayose gained that moral victory, whichever way people look at it, because they said he was going to run. They said they've told people to guide all the nooks and crannies of our country. But he went there. Said, see, look at me. I dare you, arrest me. They don't want Yahaya Bello to have that kind of moral victory, no matter how little. So what will please them is to get hold of him and then put him in handcuffs. Nigerians will see the picture. Nigerians will now be hailing them. How can somebody come? You've been looking for someone. This is the bit that I find embarrassing. You've been looking for someone. You announced that he was wanted and that whoever has information should provide it. And then that man goes to your office and you left him there for 4 hours. You didn't pick him up. If I was the EFCC chairman, immediately he got there, whatever I was doing, I will abandon
looking at what the EFCC
somebody that I've been
said,
looking for, I've been telling people that he stole 80 billion. A man who stole 80 billion, does he deserve to move around free? In these difficult times in our country? See, that's another case of dropping the ball. He came to your office, he doesn't have immunity. It is Ododo who brought him there that has immunity. We will invite him, bring him inside the office, have him interrogated the same way we had Fayose interrogated. If we like, we'll keep him there, get an order of the court for him to remain until the day that the court is to sit.
Okay.
But their own goal is simply, let's arrest him. Let's put handcuffs in his hand. And by the time they tried to do that at the lodge, the governor first resisted. That, no, you cannot embarrass this man. Somebody who came to your place, Okay. So, in the end, they sent for reinforcement. Before reinforcement came, Yahaya Bello left the place. So, they couldn't arrest him.
Okay. All right.
So any man who walked up to a place, no matter, you may hate him. It's not people decide to hate who they want. But if he went to a place where they accused him of refusing to come, after they declared him wanted, he went there on his own
and waited
for 4 hours.
And yet
you didn't interrogate him. You allowed him to go back.
It says
and then try to arrest him. And you are now telling people that, he's not in our facility. That is not the issue. He's not in our detention facility.
All right.
Was he in your office? I mean, you don't just mislead Nigerians in this way. The question is not whether he is inside your cell or not. The question is, was he at your office? And when he came to your office, what did you do? What did you do?
All right, let me come to you. This is the whole confusion, okay? And the EFCC, they surrounded the Kogi State Governor's Lodge, forcibly to arrest him. Is that the way to arrest people? What are your thoughts on this matter?
Yeah, actually, first of all, I'm curious to know why the EFCC decided to ask the former governor to leave its facility and telling him that, because I had a conversation with the media aides to the governor to actually know what was going on when the EFCC released its own statement that the man was not in their custody. Of course, I understood the fact that being in one's custody and presenting oneself are two different things.
Okay.
So I learned that they actually told him to wait, and after some time, they said he should go, that he should just go. And they didn't tell him any other thing, that when they are ready, they will invite him or something like that. I agree perfectly with everything that BKO said about this matter. But the problem for me is the intent of EFCC as an anti-graft body. Because when you undo issues like this, you put a lot of doubt in the minds of people as per your intent, capability, and the reasons why you go after people. And in a country that is bedeviled with a high level of corruption, you make people to doubt if your agency is actually capable of, putting people that are said to be corrupt to question or making them to pay, executing, prosecuting cases of corruption. Because this kind of thing is like a case that you are boggling by yourself. We don't know what you really want. To now go there again to try to forcefully arrest him, I don't know what they are trying to achieve.
So what I'm trying to say is that a legal way to enforce an arrest going in the thick of the night for someone who had initially submitted himself for
that can never be legal.
The thick of the night.
It can never be legal. And it's just like you just want to engage in a bit of a drama. That's the way I look at it. Yes, because if it is not, if you are not being dramatic, why should you even do that on the day that this person, and it's known to the world that he actually appeared in your office, there are pictorial evidences here and there to show that he was there. And it's not a thing that the EFCC could deny. I'm sure that if it were possible for EFCC to deny completely that it wasn't within their premises, they would have done so. But that is not what we expect. That is not the expectation of the majority of Nigerians from an anti-graft body like EFCC. That's my point, because the way they are behaving now, how do we even trust them with other cases of corruption in the country? How do we know your intent? How can we really say for sure that you don't have ulterior motives and that you don't deal with situations based on some malicious intent? Because they can't clean themselves in this particular case. And I'm thinking that EFCC needs to offer some explanations to Nigerians in this matter. They should let us know, why did you refuse to allow him, attend to him? If you wanted to arrest him, why didn't you do so? Why did you need to go to the governor's house in the thick of the night to attempt to arrest him forcefully? With gunshots everywhere. We also had that evidence. We had the video clips and all of that. So I think they need to do some explanations, because that is the only way that some of us could also see, maybe see into their sincerity and believe that they are actually in this thing for the good of Nigerians.
It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a conversation with the media officer of EFCC to know the true state of things. But what should the EFCC do? And also
talk to us about what he knew.
Now,
he told us it's not in our custody. We are not saying he was in your custody. I don't think any sensible newspaper reported that he was detained in their facility, except maybe a rumor monger masquerading as a journalist. The issue is, he walked to that place. He doesn't have immunity. All of the talk, people saying, he will have resisted arrest. How? Within your facility, you take him into a room and you begin interrogation. The interrogation can last for as long as you want. So it's well, somebody comes into your facility. It's like your facility, you are in a position of strength. I don't know who advises these people. Okay. How do you, somebody we were looking for. People were telling me all kinds of stuff. When I was in Abuja, I said, do you know where Yahaya Bello is?
Oh dear.
I said, no. I don't know where he is. He doesn't call me when he wakes up in the morning. Okay. So how do I then know where? So people were saying all kinds of things. Some people even suggested that he was hiding somewhere in Kogi East. I said, that's the last place Yahaya Bello will want to go and hide. Some said he was not in Nigeria. We've had stories, all kinds of stories. And then that individual that many people felt was an Aladdin who disappear and all that, walks into your premises. Come on.
All right, but the thing is...
I will tell His Excellency Ododo, thanks for bringing him. We've been looking for him for months.
Okay.
Thank you for bringing him. We are extremely grateful. And then we'll take him into one of our rooms.
All right.
And then we'll start the interrogation. A long interrogation, during which the governor himself will get fed up. He will then go to his house and he will be with us. Okay. I don't think that Yahaya Bello didn't want to be interrogated. And he knows by going to that place, we expect. Yes, okay, why do you want to talk to me? I'm here. I'm ready to answer the questions about how I ran the state. Okay. You said I stole 80 billion. This is my defense. You know, I'm sure he will be ready. And then somebody you told us stole all of that money. Okay. Walked straight into, unsolicited, he walked straight into your office. All right. And you allowed him to leave. You in fact, you are the one who told him to go.
All right, we'll continue with this conversation. We need to go on a break now. But when we're back, I'm going to be asking you, what should the EFCC do this time? And also, how much of a stain is this on the EFCC leadership concerning this matter?
I don't know. The other day, he said some things I shouldn't have said on air. And I felt, well, we're still new on the job. Went as far as saying that he tried to get Yahaya Bello to come through the back door for his interrogation.
He did?
He said that everybody had him. Why should you extend that kind of favor to him? Why? Why take him through the back? Why? Did they extend a similar backdoor treatment to others? Brisky? Did they extend it to the former Minister of Aviation? I mean, so people will make mistakes in the course of their job. Okay. I make mistakes. If I realize quickly, immediately I come on here to admit it, that, yeah, I made a mistake. It happens. But after some months on the saddle and having been working in the EFCC for some time, you should know the kind of mistakes that I can make. People have asked me, why should Governor Ododo be playing the role that he's playing? And I can answer without reservation. The first time Governor Ododo helped Yahaya Bello to evade arrest, Yahaya Bello had a valid court order.
Is the EFCC aware of the court order?
They were aware.
Okay.
They were aware. They cannot claim not to be aware. They have lawyers. And we saw lawyers who also came to say, no, if somebody had a valid court order, vacate that court order before effect an arrest. You know? And they never physically served him an invitation because they knew that he had the court order, so they couldn't bring themselves. This time around, Yahaya Bello does not have a court order that he can bank on to say, yes, you can't arrest me, you can't harass me. Now, Governor Ododo, what Governor Ododo did yesterday, for which some ignorant people are saying, oh, he's supporting a criminal. In any case, you can't call someone a criminal until he's convicted.
That word has been flying all over social media. The role of the governor.
The governor played the same role that Nyesom Wike played
during the time of Fayose.
During the time of Fayose. Nyesom Wike was a sitting governor. Fayose had left office. Nyesom Wike took him to the EFCC. Those arguing that if the EFCC had tried to arrest Yahaya Bello, that Ododo security men will have resisted, is absolute rubbish. Why didn't Nyesom Wike's security men stop the arrest of Fayose after he gave himself up? He gave himself up, and Wike went back to his house. What I can advise at this time, if the EFCC still wants to interrogate this man ahead of his appearance in court,
Okay.
they should call the governor and say, yeah, mistakes were made yesterday, we are sorry. Can you bring him back? The governor can then take him back there.
Okay.
And once he hands him over,
He can go
he
back.
goes
to
back
Kogi State.
to his lodge. The governor was embarrassed yesterday, the shooting and all that in his lodge.
It was.
It wasn't a tidy thing. We are not in a military regime.
Okay.
So what I want to see, I want closure put to this thing.
Okay.
It embarrasses me. But at the same time, I will speak the truth as it comes from the inner recesses of my heart. Whether the whole of Nigeria turns against me, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm convinced that what I'm saying is the truth. I'm at peace with my maker. What is wrong is wrong. Do the right thing. Somebody can come to your office. Somebody that you badly wanted to get your hand on. Come on. Then he came. I would throw a party because of the way he came. Because I will be so excited. This person that we've been looking for. Okay. Well,
all right.
Take him there. Begin your interrogation. And then we'll put perhaps they don't want closure to this matter.
Okay.
I just don't understand.
Politically, what should the EFCC be doing at this time? And also, how much of a stain is this on the EFCC leadership at this
Well, I think the EFCC knows what to do.
They know what to do.
They know what to do. They are deliberately not doing what they want, what they should do. Let me tell you, yesterday, even the former governor that is referring to, Fayose, we spoke when he got the story of Yahaya Bello. Yeah, he called me and asked what's going on. And I told him that it's there. The first question is, has he been detained? I said no, but didn't you read the story? He said, I didn't read. I just read your headline. And I know that you are the Olofofo of Nigeria, so you just broadcast whatever.
So
I said the guy is not detained. Because to show you that the expectation at that point
was to detain
him for whatever. Yes, everybody was looking forward to it. That since this man is now in your custody, so you should detain, you should interrogate, you should do whatever you had wanted to do with him.
Okay.
And you can understand from his perspective because he was there.
He was
detained.
Anyway, yeah. So when I told him that, he said, "Okay, don't worry, I will call him or whatever." So many Nigerians expected the FCC to detain Yahaya Bello yesterday. And I also know that because the FCC had done similar things in the past, that is why I said they know what to do. If
they don't need to be told.
They don't need to be told.
They don't need this drama.
They don't need it. So if they should just stop the drama and do the right thing.
Okay.